how about this one? Morgan asked, can I have advice polls?
No.
Open-ended question.
Next question.
Okay.
The world is a mess, Dark One stretching out his hand. The dragon's reborn, the fire's been fanned, but everybody hates Rand. Everybody hates Rand. Everybody hates Rand.
We can't talk about Wheel of Time. This is, in fact, Everybody Hates Rand, a Wheel of Time podcast, but we did not have time to read The Shadow Rising. And also, I'm dreading reading The Shadow Rising, so
Yeah,
no offense.
I'm hoping... It's upsetting. We'll get into it. But, like, there are parts of The Shadow Rising that are so interesting. Tybalt, you do not belong on the table.
Tybalt, get down. We'll exile you.
Get your boogered face out of here.
You're grimy. He's like a toddler.
You know.
Always got some sort of weird fluid on his face.
It's very confusing. Anyway, whatever. I lost my train of thought. We'll talk about that in future episodes.
Yeah, maybe next week's episode will just be us talking about The Shadow Rising as a concept before we start even.
Before we even, like, have the courage to get into it.
It's just such a thick book.
It is one of the thicker ones. At least it feels that way.
Yeah, it's the first one. It's not the first one. I don't know. I was about to say that The Dragon Rising does. The Dragon Rising?
The Dragon Rising.
God, it's like a fun blend between the Shadow Reborn and The Dragon Rising. The Dragon Reborn does the thing where, like, it really blocks out character perspectives.
Yes.
So you have, like, 9 chapters from Perrin's point of view, but then you have 8 chapters from Edwine's point of view. And kind of as you get closer to the end, that eases up a little bit. But The Shadow Rising also does that, and it's a little worse, I think, because in The Dragon Reborn you at least kind of get the sense that everyone's working toward the same thing and will eventually all be reunited. And The Shadow Rising has the opposite movement.
Yeah, everyone's going in different
directions. So it's like I have nothing to look forward to when it comes to Perrin's perspective.
God,
Anyway.
Perrin's perspective in that book
I know we
almost
can't talk
broke
about it.
me fundamentally as a person. It was really painful.
Okay, but instead we are here to talk to you about advice, because this was the thing we could prepare for with minimal effort.
It's true.
Sorry to the McElroy brothers for, like, knocking their whole
knocking
shit.
your shtick.
Yeah.
But
I don't think they're a very litigious bunch, so as long as we don't start using John Roderick in the Long Winters
of the album, putting the days to bed.
I think we'll be okay.
Yeah.
But this is a one-time thing. I'll never give any of you advice again.
I mean, and this is also what you guys voted for. We could have been talking about Alexander the Great.
Yeah, what the fuck is up with you guys? I'm going to talk about Alexander the Great anyway, just to bother you. Because, like, honestly, what advice? Who wants that? But anyway, some of you did and sent in questions, so.
Okay,
I'm so tired.
Do you want to pick the questions? We have a mix of questions that listeners sent in and then that we asked our family and friends for.
You can, that would be mostly your family and friends because mine suck.
I mean, I wasn't going to say it.
I don't know. It was like, I couldn't ask my family because then I'd have to admit to the existence of a podcast, which 80% of them I do not want them to know about. And my friends just, suck. Just kidding. I only have 4 of them, and, like, 2 of them were traveling, and the other 2 were, like... What? Yeah, confused, and I was too lazy to respond to them. Okay, that was way too long. You can just ask whatever questions are, like, speaking to you at this particular moment.
Okay. This comes from my sister-in-law, Melissa, who asks Liz, who is her daughter, asked me to put diaper cream on her bum. When I did, I said her booty wasn't irritated at all, to which she responded, I'm sorry, by pulling her butt cheeks apart and farting into my hand. How do I reassert my dominance with this toddler?
There's no way. She's got you. She's got you on lock. Like, that is the fucking ultimate power move. How do you think Alexander the Great conquered fucking Mesopotamia or whatever?
He just walked in there.
He just walked in there, ripped.
It was Was it Xerxes who was ruling Persia at the time or whatever?
It might have been.
And he's like, hey, Xerxes, will you put this itch cream on my butt?
Like, fucking... Actually, no. On the model of Alexander the Great, the only person who established dominance over Alexander the Great was a philosopher in Athens at the time, whose name escapes me. But Alexander, like, fucking invaded Athens, was like, here I am. And he was like, bring this dude to me. And they were like, we can't find him. So Alexander went to his house, and he was, like, in the bath. And he was, like, basically like, fuck you, Alexander.
Nice.
I got that story all wrong, but what I'm saying is that it's a difficult position to be in as a parent, but the only way to match your child's body horror is to completely outrank them.
Yeah.
With body horror.
Because I feel like it's very hard to establish dominance over a toddler.
I mean, yeah, you can't, because dominance in their little toddler brain is so, like, flexible.
Yeah.
It depends completely on the moment.
Yeah. And, like, Liz in particular is, like, a strong-willed beast.
She really is.
What are some ways you can establish dominance over a kid? You can call her by the wrong name. I do that sometimes, and it makes her really upset.
Yeah, my mom calls my nephew Jack Otis sometimes, so she also does that to Adam.
That's the name of it. Yeah, do that. Call whatever toddler is misbehaving, call them by Emily's ancient rotting dog's name.
He really is. It's like, smells.
He's like rotting before our very eyes.
It's very upsetting.
It's really alarming.
Have I told you they're gonna put up a plaque?
Yeah.
Right in the swimming pool. It's gonna be the Otis Lee Memorial Swimming Pool.
Yeah, it's like really upsetting.
Yeah.
So just call her an Otis.
Be like, Otis? And she'll be like, what? What?
I'm not Otis, I'm Lizzie.
And be like, no, you're Otis now.
Yeah.
Only people who fart are named Otis. That's what you get.
Oh, anyway, I have no idea about parenting, but I think calling her Otis is a good start. Yeah, okay, next question from Anonymous. How do I bond with my coworkers at my new job? You're at a new job, Emily.
I am at a new job.
How are you bonding with your coworkers? Emily informed me before this episode that she's not very introspective, so this might be a difficult
This is too much of a hurdle
for her.
I bond with coworkers completely instinctively as a survival mechanism. Like, I know that this is how I'll survive this job. So this one was easy. I only work with one coworker, really, just because there are two people in my position. Like, we're a two-man team, as it were. And I just looked at her desk, and she had, like, nerd shit all over it. So I was like, oh, this will be easy. And was like, so do you play Dungeons & Dragons? And she was like, yes! And then we've been talking about that for, like, 2 weeks.
Yeah.
It was very easy. Pinpoint accuracy. I can always get them.
It's true. You're very good at that. I kind of have the same strategy where it's, like, one time when I was in 6th grade, and this has, like, influenced a lot of my socialization throughout my life, is some quote where it's, like, you'll make 10 times the friends you do by asking questions about them as opposed to talking about yourself. Mm-hmm. And so, I mean, there's destructive things about that where I feel like I also crave privacy in the workplace. I love that people know nothing about me at my job.
Be an enigma.
Yeah, exactly. And then people are like, ooh, what's the tea?
Yeah, that's one strategy, is to just be as mysterious as possible. Yeah. If you can go into the office wearing a mask, that would be ideal. Ideally,
like a really freaky one.
Yeah, like a clown mask.
Or like what are those ones that have the like huge beaks?
Oh my god, like a plague doctor
mask? Yeah, wear a plague
just
doctor
fucking
mask.
show up wearing a plague doctor mask. Don't comment on it when someone's like, what is that? Be like, what is what? Just gaslight all of them.
Fear is the mind killer.
Fear is the fucking mind killer. Or just say that. Fear is the mind killer.
Yeah, just gaslight your coworkers.
Yeah.
I think that's a great way to make friends.
It is, in fact, a very short-term strategy. Yeah. So, like, if you're planning on working with these people for a long time, then my advice might change. But we're all millennials here. We're not expecting to work with anyone for longer than 5 years.
Year and a half max, baby.
Come on.
Yeah, another strategy is just to be the fucking funniest person in the room at all time. It's a difficult road to walk, but...
I know, I've been trying to do that since I was about 10.
Yeah.
When I realized that beauty would not be my currency, as it were. I was just like, that's not going to work for me. And I was like, okay, well, what are my other options? I could be the smart kid, but I don't want to be the smart kid.
Yeah, so it's a lonely life.
Yeah, it's a burden more than anything. I was like, or I could be the fucking funny kid, and everyone loves the funny kid, as long as you don't cross the line into obnoxiousness.
Yeah,
which I'm sure I did.
Yeah,
I still do, but
it's important when you're learning how to be funny. You have to go through that trial period.
Yeah, you have to go through the fire of being
the obnoxious.
Everyone kind of hates you,
and then that only sharpens your humor blade.
Yeah,
like a whetstone.
You could also bond with your coworkers by getting really dramatic changes to your appearance, like a haircut. That's just shave all your head, V for Vendetta style.
Get a face tattoo.
Yeah, get a facial tattoo.
On the second day of work.
Not only is that a huge power move over the people who hired you.
Yeah. Show up the first day, you're like so fucking snatched for the gods.
Yeah.
You roll in the second day, there's a face tattoo, and then everyone is gaslighting themselves like, holy shit, did they have this the entire time we interviewed them?
Yeah, don't say anything about it. So what you're looking for is a blend of mystery, of intrigue, but also
dominance.
Yeah, dominance.
And humor, which are all sort of vaguely connected. One thing that I actually do is I call everybody boo and nice. Babe, and I think they just that for some reason is endearing to people, like a language of warmth. So I usually do boo boo.
You do boo boo a lot, yeah.
And I don't know why.
It works for you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, so find your, it's also really good when you forget people's names, because then they're
that's true, yeah.
That's a trick I learned from my dad, not to call you out, Dad, but my dad had so many patients, he's a physician, that he's sometimes he'd run into them in public, and he's like, I don't remember this person's name, and so he'd be like, hey, boo, and they know, they're like, oh, Dr. Goodrich just calls people boo, it's a Southern thing. So
cute.
There's a trick. Because the best way to bond with coworkers is not asking them what their name is 4 times.
Yeah, that will really turn people off to you. Which I'm on that road because there are a million of them.
It's
and
so
has anyone given them actual introductions? Absolutely not.
The aviary has so many interns that come in and out who kind of sometimes end up talking to me because I'm in a fundraising position.
Right.
And I'll be like, I don't know who you are. And they're like, hey, Sally. And I'm like, hey, boo!
Hey, boo! Yeah, you do. You make it work. Okay.
Thank you.
Next question. Gaslighting will probably not be the answer.
Gaslighting is one suggestion. Just be prepared that it's not going to be as successful as the face tattoo or the plague doctor mask. So. Okay, the next question comes from Ethan Ford. I'm hungry but only have 2 eggs. How to solve, please?
How to solve, please. Ethan, I hope you've solved this problem already.
She still only has 2 eggs.
On your own. She still only has 2 eggs. I don't know, do you know any recipes that only call for eggs?
Scrambled eggs.
Yeah, I mean, that's about...
Actually, no, you should always put, milk and cheese in your scrambled eggs. It makes them, fluffier.
Yeah, oh yeah, I know that. I don't...
Also, please put spices in your scrambled eggs if you're just eating
bland eggs. Here's the thing about eggs. They're an abomination.
Okay, thank you.
I can fuck with eggs in terms of cooking other things.
Yeah.
I fry food all the time, and I always, put a little egg batter on there to, get those breadcrumbs sticking on there.
Sticking them.
And that's, fine and everything. But eggs on their own are a sin against God.
Correct.
God put eggs on Earth to tempt us, to find out who the real evil ones
God
were.
put eggs on Earth to hatch baby birds, and then he was like, what the fuck? These abominations are eating my unborn birds.
Yeah, the humans were like, chomp? And
God
was like, no! It's exactly that vine. What do you have?
An egg! No! So, my advice is to throw the eggs in the garbage, get in your car, and go buy a fucking bagel. What are you doing? This is such an easy problem to solve.
Just fucking get rid of those eggs.
Yeah, I assume it's a breakfast question.
It was a breakfast question.
Yeah, so then you find a bagel shop that bagel shop owners don't care what you look like because they serve food to people at 6 in the morning. So you roll in there, you get yourself a bagel, and you go home and eat food that actually tastes good.
Alternately, if you, here's some actual advice. If you have flour and butter, then crepes are the easiest thing in the world to make.
She said she only had 2 eggs, though.
Yeah, and I was like, can you give me more context? Do you literally only have 2 eggs, or do you have some, baking items around? Do you have salt and pepper?
No, 2 eggs.
Yeah, if you literally just have 2 eggs, then my advice is to throw them away and
wait
till lunch, apparently, when you have lunch foods.
Go to the grocery store.
Go to the grocery store. Yep.
Go to Trader Joe's, baby.
That was an easy one. Fuck eggs, you know?
You ain't shit, egg.
You're just like your father.
Yeah.
We can say that as people who regularly call everyone egghead.
That's true. Okay, let's do... Give me bad moving advice. Moving in a month and have no clue how it'll go. That comes from Allison.
Well, what you definitely do want to do is get a U-Haul.
Mm-hmm.
Give yourself a very strict time limit.
Mm-hmm.
Say 2.5 days to get across.
Most of the continental
48
United States.
of the continental United States. And then just, like, fucking go for it, you know?
13 and a half hours a day in a car.
Yep.
Driving through such god-awful places as Kansas and Wyoming.
God, nothing worse than Wyoming.
It's true. Sorry,
It's like,
Wyoming.
yeah,
you suck.
Nebraska, nothing can be worse than this. Oh, wait, it's Wyoming. Here to remind you of your hubris.
Wyoming's like, you flew too close
You
to
flew
the
too
sun.
close to the sun. Now here it is, the sun's presence on Earth.
Yeah.
You are driving across the sun's surface. Perish, mortal.
That's true. We did drive through Flaming Gorge, like, at sunset, and, like, my eyes are gonna burn out of my head. Yeah.
You didn't tell me.
What? You were awake.
I know I was awake, but, like, I feel like that's noteworthy. Like, this is Flaming Gorge.
There were signs everywhere.
There were?
Yes. And I'm pretty sure we talked about it. I'm pretty sure I was like, look, I've never seen Flaming Gorge before.
I may have completely dissociated at that point.
Emily was like, I hate this bitch. Get me out the fucking
Not
car.
you, just day 3. I was like, everything looks the same.
That's true, especially
I'm
in
dead
Wyoming.
inside, yeah.
You should definitely check out this new technology called MapQuest. That will definitely help you not get lost.
MapQuest.
Yeah.
Is Quest spelled the normal way or with a W?
I think it's spelled with a W. When Emily and I were driving across the country, my mom was like, I MapQuested your train.
She did not.
She did.
Remember when my dad called us at like 10 p.m. when we were driving through the canyon? It was like nonsensical. I was like, why are you calling me right now?
Yeah, and he was just like ready to shoot the shit.
Yeah, he was like, just here to talk. And I was like, why? I'll be there soon.
Like in an hour, Christopher.
I'm focusing on not dying.
In Parley's Canyon, which is a...
I know, I've now driven Parley's Canyon approximately 9,000 times. Yeah. And it doesn't get better with time. It's just the worst always.
Other bad moving advice, when you first get to your new city, just spend a lot of days inside by yourself.
Or immediately go on vacation, like Sally did. I mean, she did grow up in Utah, so
but it was still really, like, disorienting to get here and then go somewhere else and then come back.
It was disorienting for me, too. I was like, hello?
Where is she?
Now I have to just... All I have are my parents to hang out
with?
Yeah. That was the worst.
That was cruel of me.
Just kidding, my nephew was there, too.
Okay, we're supposed to be giving advice, not talking about our move.
Advice.
The most important part about the actual act of moving is what type of snacks you bring with you.
I'm also, like, to clarify, we don't know if you're actually moving across, like a significant distance, or you're just, like, moving apartments across city.
I think they're moving from Louisiana to Connecticut. I don't want to, like, feel like the creepiest person alive, but I am very interested in your guys' life, so I think Allison is moving from Louisiana to Connecticut. And I believe that Allison uses the pronoun she. I don't know why I said they. So I'm sorry, Allison, I'm being a dipshit.
Moving from across. Wow, that is a big move.
At least I think. I'm sorry if I'm sounding like the creepiest person in the fucking world. Connecticut, East Coast, baby.
Oh.
I mean, I was about to say prepare yourself from humidity, but that's not
if you're from Louisiana, then you have mastered that, I assume.
Bring some hot sauce with you.
Oh, okay.
I don't know why the white people in Connecticut have hot sauce.
What?
Isn't Connecticut full of white people?
I mean, yeah, it is. I thought it was the hot sauce part that I was confused about. I didn't really hear you when I said what. It wasn't a clarify what you were saying. It was a repeat what you were saying.
Okay.
The human language needs some improvements.
Why don't we say what if you need to repeat yourself? What the fuck?
Why would you tell me that? Now I'm literally going to start doing that. What? What? When I need you to clarify. What?
If I didn't hear what you said. What?
What? It's fucking Nicholas Nickleby over here. What?
Whoa, why is that your new thing? Why is it Nicholas Nickleby?
I just bought Nicholas Nickleby. Okay, anyway, back to moving. The most important thing is to bribe a team of people. You don't want to actually have to pay for a team of movers because that would be too efficient.
Yeah.
What you want to do is get a ragtag group of people, like you're forming Ocean's 11.
Yeah.
And you have to figure out a way to get them to do manual labor without actually paying them. And usually it's emotional manipulation is the way to go with that. Like, what about the time I was there for you?
What about the time I didn't comment on your new face tattoo?
Yeah, no.
Janice?
Janice, what about that time you came into work wearing a plague doctor mask?
And I accepted it in due course.
Yeah.
Time for you to put some shorts on and move my goddamn IKEA couch.
Come on,
Janice.
Janice.
I'm not gonna pay for a U-Haul. I want you to carry it from Louisiana to Connecticut.
Can you imagine a group of friends that dedicated? No. Anyway, if you can't, yeah, of course, because they don't exist. Anyway, really the ideal thing is pizza. You should buy people pizza.
Yeah.
Help
Except I personally think I've decided that I don't like pizza.
Oh, okay. That's an interesting new development. Okay.
So, like, I'll eat it, but you should also have options, like, that are not pizza.
Oh my God.
Especially for people who are gluten-free or lactose intolerant.
Right.
Because I just... Like, I don't think I like normal pizza. Imagine pizza with fake cheese and gluten-free bread.
Hello, moving team. Here is your free Pizza Hut pizza or a salad bar that I have created for you.
Yeah. It's a gourmet salad bar. It's like those pizza buffets, actually, where you can get various types of pizza, cinnamon bread, salad, or pasta.
You mean like the brick oven?
I don't know what that is, but sure.
Oh, you've never been to the brick oven? No. It's a restaurant in Provo. It is...
Well,
it's like the peak of mediocrity. So, of course, Collins loves it. Collins would be happy just eating fettuccine Alfredo every day for the rest of his life.
I understand him.
He's so, there's no explaining Collins. This is my brother-in-law we're talking about.
Yeah.
He's probably received a shout-out more than any other member of our families. Okay, what? I feel like we've talked about moving for 9 years.
Moving is bad. I'm sorry. We love you, though.
Just take a Xanax and
that's
hope it works.
Heavily. Should we do one? Here's one from Emily's dear friend Hannah, who I hope one day I can call my dear friend Hannah.
Oh.
Hannah asks, can I call people bitch all the time?
This is an interesting question.
Yeah.
This is a really deep one. I, too, have meditated on this.
Too.
Because I love calling people bitch.
No, it's the best word.
It is a very satisfying word to say.
Just the way that it sounds, it's like so sharp.
Yeah.
Bitch.
It's
just so good. And I love the way that CH lingers a little bit, so you like have to meditate on it for a moment before any other word comes after it.
Yeah, it's like so good.
Mm-hmm.
It's like ranks really close to when Edward Elric says bastard.
Yeah.
He's the only person who can deliver that word appropriately.
Yeah.
But like from a feminist standpoint, can I call people bitch? I don't know. Maybe just read Bad Feminist by Roxane Gay, because I feel like she would argue that you can. But I also don't want to be a stereotype of white feminism.
Yeah.
Where it's just like I'm co-opting other people's like vernaculars to just say bitch all the time because I like the way the word sounds.
Yeah. I also, like, obviously everyone knows this, but, like, context is key.
Yeah.
Like, and it, like, really matters. Like, I genuinely try very hard not to ever use the word bitch negatively. In the context that, like, it is often utilized to, like, designate...
Refer to a woman.
Whose behavior you're unhappy with. Like, I always try to say... Like, have you guys seen that video where she's, like, all the different ways that you can say bitch?
Yeah, that's
I
a good
love that
one.
video. Yeah, and she's always, like... She uses it to be, like, surprised or excited or, like...
Bitch!
I use it... Yeah, like, I try to use it... We should post that video because then there are acceptable ways to use the word bitch. But, yeah, it's, like, you should never... I just, like, don't use it to be derogatory, but if you want to use it to sprinkle through your swear words.
Yeah, and this question becomes so much more difficult if you're a man.
Yes.
Or a male-identifying person, because it's just, like, the rules change significantly.
Yeah.
And it's tough. Just gender is so tough, you guys. But as someone who can more or less present as a gender ambiguous person. I'm not particularly in one gender camp or another. Not that there should be gender camps. It's just like, can I use the word bitch as like fluidly and as frequently as some of my more feminine presenting friends do? I feel like I can't, or I shouldn't. It's one of those things that's like women are reclaiming the word.
Yeah, this is kind of a weird way to think about it, but I don't know if someone was like yelling at you on the street or at work or whatever, I don't know if bitch is necessarily the first word they would reach for, considering your gender presentation.
No, yeah, dyke, that's the word.
Well, that's also a horrible one. I don't, but the thing is, I have a completely opposite relationship to that, where I know people are reclaiming the word dyke, and I just don't like the word dyke. Like, I feel like it's a lot more violent than the word bitch is.
Yeah, no, when it's directed at me, it's a violent thing.
Yeah. And so it's like, yeah, like, and I would never think to use the word, like, dyke casually, because that's not something I ever get called, because I'm a very feminine presenting person. So if people call me something, they do call me bitch. So it's like, yeah, in a way it does feel like a word I can reclaim to my own satisfaction, because that's something that's been hurled against me. But it's like, whenever I hear it's really bad for me when white gay men use it.
Oh, it's bad, yeah.
Like, of course it's the worst when a man or any male presenting person or male identifying person uses it as a form of aggression. That's the worst, obviously. But the way that, like, white gay men use it to be like, yes, I can insult you and inhabit your space at the same time. And it's like, no, I don't know why you think you can straddle this weird line, but you can't.
White gay men have traditionally been trying to, like, create a Venn diagram of themselves and women, straight women generally, with, like, here's the overlap of things that we can both touch. Yeah. And it's like, they think bitch is in that overlap, and I hate to break it to you guys, it's not. It mostly makes women uncomfortable.
It makes me really uncomfortable.
Say that, yeah, like, because
it's still just, like, it's like, it's a gender issue, not so much as, like, a sexual orientation issue.
The answer to the question, sorry to get really deep with this, Hannah. Hannah, I'm seeing you literally tomorrow as we're recording.
Hannah, happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
You're beautiful and I love you.
Beautiful bitch.
Yes. See? Perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the problem is, like, you have to put so much thought into it, because it is very different. But, like, of course, what you want to do, like, with every swear word is just, like, let it roll off your tongue when it feels right. You know, fuck. Sometimes fuck just feels right.
Best.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's another good one.
Anyway, my advice is to just, like, get really into the word bastard, because anyone can use that.
Too. Yeah. Especially because bastard is just, like, your parents were married.
Yeah.
Who cares?
Who gives a fuck?
Yeah, bastard.
Jon Snow.
Yeah, the bastard of, I mean, he is a bastard.
Yeah, he's a bastard in every sense of the word.
Yeah, but I've been trying to get into bastard. Trying to get into bastard, because it's like we're trying all for more gender neutral vocabulary.
Bastard is very
bastard
neutral,
is a good one.
It's very fun.
Yeah, and it's a fun word. But I do just love the word bitch so much. I use bitch a lot.
Use it. Yeah, you have to be careful.
I am trying to be.
No, you're
careful.
Great at it, I
trying
think.
to be good. I'm on a journey to be a better feminist. Yes. So, okay, what is... Oh, say, this comes from Kelsey Hand Cunningham. Advice for getting a good job with an English degree.
Oh, fuck me. Well, we can't give you any advice here. Jesus Christ. Why'd you choose that one?
I just thought it'd be funny.
We both have English degrees and have not successfully had great jobs.
I feel like objectively my job is fine, because it can objectively be read as a quote-unquote career path.
Like, yeah, what's your definition of a good job? You know, I just got a job that is not going to do anything for me in a personally fulfilling way. I'm not going to, like, leave each day feeling like I've sucked the marrow out of life, you know? But I do have a reasonable salary. I have benefits. I have vacation days. I looked at our company calendar and it was like, you have the entire week between Christmas and New Year's off, bitch.
That's awesome.
And I was like, I am willing to put up with a lot for those little things. Yeah. For feeling like an adult. Especially because I've worked literally every customer service field imaginable. Yeah. Except waitressing. Haven't done that. And to all the waitresses out there, bless you.
Yeah, waitressing sounds really hard.
God above. You are
you're
perfect
doing the
angels.
Lord's work.
Yeah.
I wish I could tip every single one of you $100 every time I ate. But yeah, because it's like, I feel like I'm in the same boat where objective. I work at a nonprofit, so my salary isn't great, but for a person who's 24 and doesn't have a lot of bills, like, it gets the job done, so to speak. And, like, I really like my coworkers, and I who have, like, a difficult martyr complex that I struggle with, like, it is good for my peace of mind to work at a nonprofit and know that, like, I'm part of a cog in a machine that is working towards a general social good. Like, that makes me happy, especially when I am directly involved in the making of that happen.
Yes.
By being the fundraiser. So, like, that is valuable to me. I don't know if nonprofit work is necessarily sustainable for me for a long time, so I imagine, like, a career switch at some point. But, like, yeah, and I also have vacation days. Again, I really like my coworkers, and that's something that I've learned that you really cannot undervalue.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, I guess, okay, think about the question. Advice for getting a good job with an English degree. My advice is to just be really open, because I would have never thought getting my English degree that I was going to end up writing grants. That wasn't even a career path that I knew was open to me. It just sort of, like, happened by taking a series of, like, intentional steps, but also kind of steps on blind faith to be like, oh, I'll try this internship. Oh, I need this job. Oh, I'll try this other job. So just, like, be open to opportunity, because then, like, surprising things will come across your path. And also don't put pressure on your job. Your job is just your job. Like,
yeah, my advice is you either have to be you have to be open generally. You also either have to be coming from a position of enough privilege that you can accept unpaid internships.
Yes.
Or you have to be willing to work your ass off to both sustain your life and have an unpaid internship, because that's what you're going to be getting.
Yep.
And unpaid internships are a crime. They shouldn't exist, but this is the world we live in, and internships might be how you figure out what you want to do, and they're basically the only really path into a lot of fields that are open to people with English degrees.
That is legitimately, I would not be where I am without the internship that I had, which was unpaid. And I was lucky enough to be in a position of privilege where, like, I was able to financially support myself for my internship was only, like, 8 weeks, but, like, the 8 weeks that I was in that internship. And then that internship, through a recommendation of a person I worked with there, directly got me my next job. And the experience I got in that job directly got me this job. And so on and so forth. And so it, like, yeah, it really sucks. But, like, also 8 weeks, or I think my internship was actually 6 weeks, which is, like, a more reasonable expectation than someone who wants you to intern unpaid for 6 months.
Yes, that's terrible.
So maybe be a little bit selective, like, do an unpaid internship, but, like, also respect your time and don't work for anybody unpaid for 6 months, because, yeah, that is a crime. If you're not getting, I also hate this where it's either, like, unpaid or it's unpaid, but you're getting college credit for it.
Oh, yeah.
Which is stupid. Yeah. But, if you're about to graduate, that's not an option for you, so.
Yeah.
And again, seriously, like, I was so stressed about work my first year out of college, where, like, I put so much of my identity into, like, because I was unemployed for a really long time, and then my job was really stressful, and I was like, my job, this is my life. And I still struggle with that because I am a workaholic.
Right.
It's really a bad personality trait of mine. I don't know how to strike work-life balance. So just, like, your job it's just a job. Like, unless you are literally, like, the president of the United States, like, it's okay to just be like, it's not everything, but it's okay because it's just my job, and there are other aspects of my life that fulfill me creatively or personally or all these other things.
Yeah, the world we live in means you have to be willing to make, like, really hard choices in terms of how you're going to pursue happiness.
Yeah.
And, like, for a lot of people, maybe not a lot of people, for some people it's their privilege to be able to, like, pursue happiness in a field.
Yeah.
Like, I am going to do something that I'm passionate about, that genuinely makes me happy, and for that, I am willing to put up with a lot of other shit. And I think this is the case for a lot of people with English degrees. You are learning, like, I have a lot of passions outside of work. Yeah. People with English degrees go to college and are like, I just love reading, or I love writing, or I love poetry, or I love drama, theater, whatever.
Drama, whatever it is.
And those are generally just things that aren't going to lead to a quote-unquote career. So if you have an English degree, like, own your English degree. Yeah. Be like, I worked 3 dead-end jobs for 3 years after college. And it's like, that was fine because I did a lot of other development in my personal life.
Like, it really does suck to be like, because the narrative you're fed so often is that, like, you know, do what you love and you'll never work a day in your life or whatever.
No, that's not true.
Generation nonsense that comes from people
like
older than us. Like, work is not fun. And, like, my brother gave me really good advice once. He's like, nobody in the world loves their job 100%. Like, if you can find a job that you love 75%, like, you're gonna be in pretty good business. Like, even 50% might be a little bit more reasonable. There's so many things about my job that I absolutely fucking loathe. But again, it's bearable because there are things about it that are really important to me, and I, like, supplement those things with other areas of your life. One book, also from my brother Perry, who the only reason I'm, like, a functioning fucking adult is because my brother Perry has invested a lot of time in my personal and professional development. But he gave me this book. I can't remember the author, but the title is called I Could Do Anything If Only I Knew What It Was. And it's a book about finding your career path. But, like, the most valuable chapter, I think, is just talking about how, like, yeah, everyone puts so much pressure on your job being the most fulfilling part of your life. But if it's not, like, volunteer. Like, you know, volunteer for a political campaign or a nonprofit, or, like, make sure that you're writing or spending time with your family. Like, it's okay if your job isn't the 100%. I feel like that got a little real, but...
I feel like we actually gave good advice at the end there, which isn't the point. So give me another one where I don't know anything and can exclusively give bad advice.
Okay. How do I relate to teens, but not too much? I don't want to be weird. This is from my brother Perry, who is a middle school vice principal.
Well, you throw the textbook in the garbage. That's the first thing. Very publicly.
Sit backwards on a chair.
Sit backwards on a chair. Sit on your desk.
Yeah.
Wait, Perry's like... Oh, no, he's a vice principal.
Yeah, he's an administrator.
I was going to be like, he's a coach. He can't, like, he
does also do coaching.
Okay.
But yeah, he does have a desk that's generally very messy. Desk. I don't know if he could, in true Goodger family fashion, it's a little chaotic in his office. So
right.
I think so. Another power move is just, like, put your feet on your desk.
Yeah, just be
or
casual.
Wear sandals, because then they're like, oh, it's like business on top but party on the bottom.
Right.
Or grow a mullet.
Unless you want to be bullied by teens and relate to them in that way.
I feel like there's so many ways to be bullied by teens.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, the first step is accepting that no matter what, the teens are going to find a way to bully you.
Yeah.
Like, it's just what they do.
It's what are teens really into?
And
bullying me on top of
better they bully you, a functioning adult, than one of their own. So just, like, become a target.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Paint a target on your back for bullying.
Yeah, a literal target that says, bully me.
Bully me. Just, run around with one of those, like, note paper signs that usually says kick me, but just say bully me. Verbally abuse me.
Yeah, and then that'll also be a great anti-bullying campaign for your school. Instead, these children full of rage and hormones just are mean to adults, which they're going to be doing anyway.
Yeah, so just, like, bring it,
You're really just, like, getting on top of the curve.
Yeah. Let's see, what fucking else?
I think you should start drinking kombucha.
No.
Because I think teens are really into kombucha.
Really into
or you can start vaping.
Ooh.
It will kill your lungs, but...
You really gotta get into meme culture.
Oh, yeah.
I guess. So, get a Tumblr.
Perry is the one who taught me how to floss, so I feel like he does okay.
Yeah,
with the meme culture.
But did the teens teach him
how to floss? Yeah, the teens did teach him how to... It's not like he sat in front of YouTube University and was like...
That's how I would teach myself how to floss. Teach me how to Dougie.
Yeah, is flossing even cool anymore?
I don't think it is, to be honest.
I was informed by a coworker who's 4 years younger than me that dabbing has come back into style. Yes, it's Gethin.
Finally! Yeah! I outweighted it.
Because I dabbed and I was like, oh, dabbing isn't cool anymore. And he's like, no, it's making a comeback. And I was like, oh my god, thank you, Gethin. This is all that I have.
Finally. Yeah, you've got to find a teen informant.
That's true.
Who can really just, like, keep you up to date on what... You've got to find a narc.
You do have to find a narc. Find a teen narc.
Yeah.
And I think
be willing to pay them the way the FBI pays informants.
Yeah.
Like, you gotta fork over something that's valuable to them.
Yeah. Give them, like, $20. When you're a teen, $20 is, like,
you know what I would have done as a teen for $20? A lot of things. That I'm ashamed to admit now.
No, but when you're a teen and you have $20, you're like, oh my god, the world is my fucking oyster.
Yeah, $20? That's like 10 and a half Diet Cokes.
I can see one movie.
With popcorn.
Yeah, so you gotta find a narc. A kid that's cool enough to be in the know, but also kind of chill enough.
The problem with being a teacher is that you'll have to cycle through narcs every 3 to 4 years.
So you gotta have, like, a narc lineage. Like, find a family.
With, like, get a narc training system in program.
Yes, a mentor system. So that your narc enters his senior year or 9th grade,
and
whatever.
Has a mentee.
Has a protege narc. Who's like a first grader.
This is your job. This is your mission should you choose to accept it. You have to keep this middle-aged man completely up to date on what is cool amongst us.
Yeah.
The teens.
Yeah, and they can have a little training montage.
But yeah, you're right that you also don't want to be too cool or relatable, because that's just like...
Yeah, hello fellow teens.
Yeah, hello fellow teens. It makes you look like a narc.
Yeah.
Makes you look like 21 Jump Street.
Yeah.
And or kind of like creepy.
Yeah, you want
like you spend too much time consuming teen stuff, which is how you get a narc, because then you're not actually doing it.
Yeah. But also, yeah, you want to be, like, aloof enough still that teens can respect you, because you are in a position of authority, and I think it's important for teens to be surrounded by adults that they trust and respect.
Yeah, I would recommend taking the Joe Buck Atwood route. Joe Buck Atwood was the teacher at our high school who, did he know everyone in my friend group was gay? Who's to say? There must have been a reason he took all of us under his wing.
I think he looked at them and was like, "Dear God."
He was like, "Ooh."
He's like, if I don't do it, no one will.
He was like, "Oh,
and all these kids will die."
Anyway, he once was walking through the school in a full Renaissance outfit, like tights, shoes with the curly toes.
Amazing.
Like he looked like a court jester in Renaissance Italy. And he was bullied mercilessly, but damn, he took it like a champ.
Yeah.
And he was historically accurate as fuck in his costuming.
Good for you, Joe Buck Atwood.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's my recommendation.
Yeah. I think that was a good one.
Okay, thanks.
The narc training system, I think, is something we should patent. Sammy Rose, 64 on Instagram, asked, how would you deal with a coworker who will not stop tapping a pen on a metal mug? I think murder is the only option.
I think you need to put into place an intricate Pavlovian system for whenever they tap on the mug, something bad will happen.
You blow an air horn right in their ear.
It has to be subtle enough, though, that they don't connect it until it's too late, until they're afraid to tap pens on metal
what
surfaces.
could you do? Like,
what you have to figure out is what you do that annoys them. Like, is it the way you yawn? Who's to say?
Probably.
Sneezing? I don't know. Something that looks...
Yeah, there's always something about your coworkers that annoys you.
Yeah, you could also try and join in on the pen drumming.
Oh, yeah, like get a beat going.
Get a beat going. They start tapping, and then you start badly trying to, like, create a rhythm. Be like, I fucking love Rock Band.
Yeah.
Damn, Guitar Hero, that was my shit.
And be like, is this... Oh, my God, what's that meme song? What's it called?
What? Despacito?
That's a good one. We'll go with that.
That's one from a long time ago. Old Town Road? Is that the new one?
No.
What? I don't know. I'm not up with
It's,
I don't have a
Oh,
teen
Wonderwall.
Wonderwall. Is that Wonderwall?
Is that Wonderwall? Every time they start tapping, start like playing Wonderwall on your own metal mug. That's bigger than theirs.
Or just like quietly, no matter what the fucking beat is, start humming the ska parts of Under Pressure.
Don't hum it, just say it. Humming. It's too subtle.
Humming is too subtle, yeah. Or just start screaming.
Yeah.
Every time it happens. They're like, what? You're like, I don't fucking know. It's just like sometimes my head just starts hurting really badly. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, there's just this like constant noise that I can't identify.
I can't identify.
And
Start acting as though perhaps you're being driven slowly mad.
Yeah. But then what if they're like, finally, my plan is working?
Oh, God. What?
Finally, we're breaking her.
Okay, I've got it. Show up to work in a plague doctor.
Guys, this is really a catch-all solution.
Damn, I gotta get me a plague doctor.
Yeah. And then go over and, like, peck his mug so it, like, get the perfect size nose so that it fits on the end of your nose. And then just steal his mug.
And break it.
Yeah, with your plague doctor mask. Yeah, and then throw it through one of the windows, fling it off the tip of your beak so that both the windows and the mug shatters.
Are you sure he's not trying to communicate to you in Morse code?
Oh, that's true. Learn Morse code first if he isn't, like, help.
Yeah, he might be
I'm
help.
embezzling.
I'm trapped here.
I can
They've
never
held me
leave.
prisoner.
They've held me prisoner because I know the CEO
I
is
sold my
embezzling.
soul away. I ate the pomegranate seeds. Like, God, who's
true.
to say?
Yeah. Okay. Robbie Alexander asks, this is a true drama. I'm the last single person in my family, and I catch so much flack. But the idea of finding a boy today makes me nauseous, which is a big mood, first of all. What is the most creative way to get the fam off my back?
Well, you could do what I did, which
is murder every member of your family and replace them with more benevolent Mormons.
Mine was really a work in progress, like, it only worked because I committed to it at the age of 10 before I really realized that I would reach a certain age and be uninterested in dating or discussing my dating life with any member of my family.
Yeah.
So I just got really aggressively feminist at, like, the age of 11.
Yeah.
And was like, why do I need to be dating someone? Why is that important to you?
Yeah.
Is my only worth in my uterus? Why are we talking about this?
Good for you.
Yeah, and then I moved to New York and shaved my head, and that also, I think, helped. What do you feel?
Yeah, I feel like you could do... you have to do something, like, way batshit crazy that they're definitely going to be talking about instead. Like, moving to New York and shaving your head. Or, like, electing to study the genocide your senior year of college. And everyone's like, are you fucking crazy?
Sure.
And I'm like, yeah, oh my God, would you like to hear about this documentary that I
Yeah,
watched?
something else they can ask you about.
Like, something else that, like, fits their, like, obsession to nitpick and criticize you. Yeah. But that's way less sensitive. Or, like... Get a face tattoo.
Get bit by a shark.
Wear a plague doctor mask to the family reunion.
You skipped right over my get bit by a shark, and I'm pretty upset about it.
Okay, get bit by a shark, and then be like, actually, the shark is now my wife.
By shark law.
That
was, in fact, our marriage.
Yeah. Be like, I can't date anybody. This shark owns me.
I'm just saying, if you have, like, a wicked shark bite... Yeah. Everyone's gonna be like, damn, look at that wicked shark bite. Not like, where's your man beef or whatever.
Where's your man ham?
Ultimately, though, you cannot be either nice or subtle about it. Because the only way is by treating them like misbehaving dogs and to spray water in their face whenever they...
Oh, that's a good one. Carry a squirt bottle, but put, like... salt water in it so it hurts their eyes a little bit. I'm trying to think what I do. People still ask me, though, is the problem. I don't think I've, like, won the battle.
Yeah.
I think usually I just don't answer.
Yeah.
I go the, like, passive-aggressive. But I also have a problem with honest communication where I don't speak. So, yeah, or you can just, like, really dramatically change the subject. When they're like, so, Robbie, are you dating anyone? You can be like, well, at work I got a promotion. Thank you so much for asking.
Like, make solid eye contact with them for a few seconds of silence. Yeah. And then, like, look to someone else and be like, well, so, at work... Yeah. Here are my professional accomplishments.
Yeah, here's my... You can, like, run marathons or something, don't you, Robbie? Just start talking about your mileage.
Robbie runs marathons? Damn, why is anyone asking you about fucking boys?
At least... Yeah, seriously. Men, useless.
Literally the least interesting thing on the planet. Nothing puts me to sleep faster than thinking about a random dude that someone I know is dating.
Honestly, it is so true.
Like, literally any person on the planet could be like, here's my boyfriend, and start to describe him. Catch me hitting the snooze button 6 hours later. Because, like, what the fuck?
Yeah, so, like, shout out to everybody who has been actively engaged in listening to one of your friends talk about their boyfriend. Because it can sometimes be a trial.
I can then meet the boyfriend, like, 3 months later and be like, oh, that's a good guy. That's a good boyfriend. I like him. Yeah. Still, whenever you talk about him, I'll be bored.
Yeah. So it's, like, the fact that people are like, and be like, stop being so disgusting.
Yeah.
This is my shark wife.
This is my shark
This is my shark wife. I'm her property. You're not allowed to speak to me.
Yeah.
So... Yeah, I think those are all pretty solid strategies. The shark wife is probably the best bet.
Now I'm just, like, thinking about how no one in my family has asked me about men in a long time, and I'm just like, is it because they all just, like, I haven't come out to my extended family in any way? Are they just like, we don't want to know?
It's a possibility.
Yeah, it could be. It'd be like, oh, then she'll kill grandma by being like, I'm gay.
Grandma has a heart attack at the table.
Literally, like,
Immediately, grandma has died. I, unfortunately, for some reason, I get asked these days a lot more when I'm having children, which I'm like,
ooh, don't
missing.
like that.
First of all, disgusting. But second of all, like, there's a crucial piece of that puzzle missing. You've just, like, jumped over the man who would apparently make a woman out of me by impregnating me into just some, like, mystery status where I am with child.
It's like they're like... They're like, we want to invade her personal life, but we also want to discreetly, like, slut-shame her while we do it.
When are you having kids? Oh, yeah, I am a huge slut. Thank you so much for asking. Last night, I got fucked so hard.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one. Whenever they ask about a boy, just give them vivid, graphic, made-up details, if you choose, of, you know, the boy you're fucking at that time.
Yeah, be like, oh my god, since you're asking, it's huge. Anyway, and then your Aunt Janet will be like, never mind.
Your Aunt Janet will be like, what?
Or your Aunt Janet will be like, oh my god, that happened to me when I was 20.
Yeah, which is actually a valuable conversation to
Yeah.
have.
And then you can be like, all right, Aunt Janet, teach me how to hoe, you know?
Yeah, come
and then
on.
you're like, dang, and this
You
is
learned
such
something.
a valuable conversation. Okay. I wish someone's Aunt Janet would teach me how to hoe productively.
Teach me how to hoe. Why would... Yeah, teach me how to floss. Teach me how to hoe. A teen narc. They'll do it for you.
A teen narc will teach me how to hoe? I certainly hope not. Teenage narcs should not be engaged in such promiscuous sexual activity. They can be engaged in sexual activity, just like not to the
They
level.
don't have to actually be engaged in sexual activity to teach you how to hoe. They could just know.
It's true.
They could just be wise and all-knowing.
Yeah, but I would like to know how to hoe productively, so...
How do I get a teen narc to be like my hero's journey mentor? Because that's the only type of mentor I would accept.
I bet Gavin's little brother would do it.
I'm just saying, old white men are out, teen narcs are in.
Only teen narcs. Especially,
Imagine,
like, if they look like Negasonic teenage warhead.
Yeah, okay, let's, like, we've been playing a fun game in Wheel of Time where we remove Moiraine and put Gandalf in her place so we can see the sexism. Let's go shot by shot through Lord of the Rings, take out Gandalf, and just put Gethin's teen brother in his place. Imagine what a good movie it would be.
It's true, yeah.
The gravitas of You Shall Not Pass, while Aragorn, who's like 6 times his age, is like,
Do it now! Do it! Yes, with his fanny pack and his,
He's, yeah, very good.
What a weird set of people I know.
Okay, I feel like we've given enough advice.
I feel like this has gone on very long. Thank you all for... I'm sorry if we didn't get to your question.
Yeah, sorry.
We ended up giving actually decent advice about English degrees, which took up a fair amount of time.
Yeah, maybe I'll just delete it because I want to keep us on brand and having...
No, it's important. Part of our brand is that I am everybody's mother. And it is important for me to give...
Okay.
Okay, I'm not going to say mother because some people don't want to have mothers, which I totally relate to, as I wish I did not have a father. So I'll be your aunt instead.
Okay, well, whose brand outranks...
Oh, are we
because
gonna
my
fight?
brand is... This is a fight!
We're having
fighting.
a fight.
Yeah,
Whose
because
brand is more
my
powerful?
brand is to not give you any personal details about my life while somehow oversharing. Yeah. You guys don't know shit about me.
It's true.
I don't know shit about me because I'm not interested.
Yeah, that was literally the funniest comment Emily has ever made. And I was like, oh, really? What?
Yeah, it was pretty brutal that Sally had already considered whether I was introspective and had concluded that I'm not.
It's pretty obvious, babe.
The least self-aware individual on the planet. That's me.
It's the only reason I've thought about it is that I'm the most introspective person. This brain, like, never shuts off.
And you're like, Emily's just over here. What's Emily thinking about? Because
And then it's like Old Town Road is playing. Anyway, your brand could win.
no, your brand can win.
What
I mean, it will
our
all really
brands
depend.
are so different. What's the collective EHR brand?
I don't know. I'm so tired. I was with my extended family all day today, speaking of extended family, so...
Did you introduce them to Shark Wife?
This has been... Yeah, I did. I was like, here's my shark wife.
And your sweet sister Sarah was like, oh my god, welcome to the family.
Yeah, Sarah would be so goddamn supportive of any of my shark wives.
Oh, that's a better addition. Get multiple Shark Wives. Because then it looks intentional.
Yeah, not only am I married to a shark, but I'm a polygamist
Yeah.
married to a hey, we'll talk to you next week about The Shadow Rising. We can't promise that we'll have actually cracked the book, but we will have things to say about The Shadow Rising.
Yes.
And, like, we'll have done Google searches on it and shit.
I will have typed into the internet Robert Jordan, book 4? Question mark?
Book 4, question mark.
And then people will be like, wrong.
The Dragon Rising?
The Dragon Rising?
Ultimately, a better title.
Randall Thought.
When we talk about The Shadow Rising, I can talk about how dumb I think of the idea of shadow as a, nebulous concept and a stand-in for the term evil is. It's not great.
Also, can shadows even, like, rise?
The Shadow Rising.
I know it's, like, a metaphor because, like, the forces of evil are gaining traction or whatever. I'm like, I did get an English degree. I'm not a fucking idiot. But...
Do they, like, fucking refer to evil as the shadow in...
I think they do.
Do they?
I think so.
I always just like the dark one and the force...
I'm pretty sure
I'm in a weird spot with... I just literally lost all my Wheel of Time knowledge. It just dumped out of my brain. I can't remember anything. Egg?
Like, Egg?
Who's that?
Who's Egg? Where's Egg?
Where is Egg? Better, I'll do you one better. Why is Egg?
Better yet, why is 2 Egg?
We have to go.
Okay.
Okay. No, that's a good... We don't need to sign off.
Okay, bye.